the quest of, I guess, self-acceptance and getting over past trauma and things that one have done is, being in the way of not letting you, I guess, live your life freely and move forward or feel deserving or feel like you're allowed to do that. Seems to be the thing that's traumatizing Mirai here, and she needs to get over that somehow. And I don't know the first step at all for that to occur, but maybe support systems and having good people around her and people that actually show to care, such as probably Akito and maybe the others who I think all have it out for her, but maybe she can win them over. I don't know. Maybe building around them and getting them, close to her can kind of open her up a little bit more and make her feel like maybe she is deserving of these things, or it's okay, I guess, for her to feel these things and be in this position. Excited, I guess, to learn more about that. Akito's got some stuff too I want to learn about, but I don't know if they're really going to go into that. Feels like we're going to get some Mirai focus early here, and that's kind of where we're going to go. I'm excited, I guess. If you like, like and subscribe to me a lot to be fit for a stick around for the discussion. Leave comments about this episode of our series. Let's get going to episode 3. And that is a lie. We are lying to ourselves. You can, you just don't think you're deserving of it. Ew. Is this a little... Why does it look like that? Ugh. Oh, shit. She stops right before. They're like, you're letting me escape? Somebody else helping us? Oh no, it's transforming. Oh, what the fuck? The fuck? I don't know what just happened. That is gross, though. Ah, okay, she did. She did help. I know you need to eat, so... Why is she looking after and helping us here, though? She's not like you. Who the fuck are you? Ah, okay.
立派なものですね。
異界視協会観察部さん。
うつろな影ですよ。あのクラスの用務が来るのは珍しいことです。観察対象というわけです。
Damn, I fucks with her character design.
のおよずれ。用務は人の怨嗟の塊とも言われています。人の心のいがみ、憎しみ、嫉妬に殺意。
All the emotions.
用務は存在し続ける。
業務は農家にとっての米、漁師にとっての魚みたいなものです。
It's just a job.
何であるかなどどうでも。
I just do what I gotta do.
沈めてあります。
じゃあ本物。
You could say
そういえ
that.
ば凍結界の使い手でしたね。
Frozen barrier specialist? And he says her name again.
一つ質問していいですか？
なんでしょう。
あなたにとって用務
She's so hot, dude. What the fuck?
ただの化け物ですよ。
They're a means of living, essentially. Oh, she goes to school this?
愛ちゃん、お金がなくってかけうどんも食べられないときってご飯どうしてる？
そうですね。
I guess I would just get the other option.
ここか。彩香さんのところでお金にしてきた。
Ah. Yeah, maybe you should take this.
どうぞ。いらないと言ったはずです。落ち着いて言動がバラバラになって。
As we reach for it.
このカップ麺が何個買えると思ってるんですか？
だからあげる。
You don't need to buy the instant ramen, though. Well, you still can, though.
言葉が空虚すぎる。
私はいらないと言ったんです。
Why did you take it then, huh?
何の説得力もないけど。
もう私に関わらないでください。
Okay, you can warn people all you want, but it's up to them to make that decision.
しておいて。
Just gonna let that all go to waste.
追いかけてきたと思ったら、今度は逃げるのか。
You can't just kill me for weeks and then leave me alone. We don't do that.
あれが栗山未来。
Committed now. Buddy, we gotta stop with the touching. It's weird.
アッキーの脇に差し込まれて。
My boy Hero, you are a little creep. I don't know.
私、ここで先生やってるの。
It felt pretty obvious to me.
聞いた。
Yes.
引っ越してきたばかりだものね。今晩この町に入るみたいだから、町から出る。
Tonight? We just told about it like yesterday.
命がいくつあっても足りない相手だしね。 間違っても近づいちゃダメよ。こら、廊下。
Gotta be immortal, so we're gonna use Akira to help us. I don't know, distract it maybe. I don't know how the fuck you kill it.
っていたところで教える義理はないが、これに関して
I think you do know.
そうか。
Maybe he's telling the truth, but I don't know. I don't like him.
話していいのかわからないだ
I'm under no obligation to tell
こ
you.
とだけは確かだ。
巨乳でかわいそうな立ち位置の子を放っておけない性格だからな。
ちょっと待って
Forgot about the
否定
glasses,
はしないが
buddy.
巨乳のところは訂正してもらうぞ。メガネストが女の子
Yes,
求める
yes.
最重要項目はメガネ
The
だ。
most important
キ
quality.
ーは熱く自らの性癖を語る
Yeah, says the guy who's always touching me.
を持つヒロミに僕
あー
を非難する資格はない。
Ugh.
一本筋が通っているだけいいだろう。
Bro,
僕のメガネ愛をなんちゃってで片付け
my
るな。
guy is so weird.
妹にメガネをかけたこともあるんだからな。
You did
部
what?
屋で二人きりの時にかけさせてもらったぜ。いや、かけまくったという表現が正しいかもしれない。途中からは美月も楽
Oh
しん
my
でいた。
god, bro. What the fuck?
俺の妹になったことを。
対二人ここを
It's just wearing
大
the.
関かしら。
美月、ついにメガネの素晴らしさに目覚めたんだな。
そこの変態兄貴にダメージを与えたかっただけよ。
She's actually great. Her understanding of shit and ability to kind of bounce off of people and play into things is so excellent.
と呼べと言ってるだろう。
Bro, no, yeah.
オリンピックと解除してほしいのだけれど。
あ、わかった。
変態は認めるのかい。
You just do everything that she says?
実の妹シリーズとか、義理の妹シリーズとか、妹の登場する原稿ならば何でも。
Bro, he's so weird.
妹しか出ない作品でもいいぞ。
ねえよ。
Nope.
どう見てもし、ねえだろ。
There's no fucking fantasy world over there.
示す人物は一人しかいないよな。
And it was in me,
変
buddy.
態なりに精一杯力の限り襲ってくれば、望みを達成できる可能性もゼロとは言えないわよ。
And with the. Oh my god. Ah.
ないのね。卒業の時に私に告白するのがキヒトの目標。
No, that was your idea of a.
そうなった。いいから本題に入れ。
She's great.
みたいな噂話が出てきてね。
But the past?
聞きたい？
You know something? Standing on top of the school, okay. It's a very pretty color.
あれ？
I
写
went
真
away.
には映らへん。前には見えへんのんと一緒。
じゃ
もう入っとるんやろうね、この町に。
They definitely can only see it. I thought that was the case, but I'm just more so curious how it's gonna look like to people who can't see them when people are like attacking them, you know? Weird ass looking monsters.
必ず不幸が訪れ、近づいた異界師が少しでも気を許せば憑依されてしまう。
Where do you think you're going, buddy?
先輩。
うつろな影を狙ってるんだね。うつろな影に憑依された稲見家の娘を殺してしまった。
Oh, I didn't even piece that. What the fuck? Yeah.
帰ってください。
But she did it out of a kind thing, probably, because she was possessed in a way. Like, she had to do it, almost. It's not like she wanted to. Damn, they just be running all over the fucking streets and shit, and nobody can even see them. That's kind of crazy. That's fucking crazy!
読むとは
強い力ゆえ、空間が歪んであのように見えるのです。
So this is why they said that it doesn't have, like, a form, so, like, we really can't kill it. Like, there's no... How do you do it, you know? You have to find what to target, but there's no, like, solid form, it seems like.
行くのか。
What do you think?
早く帰ってくださ
残ってやり過ごした方がいい。
い。わかってます。
じゃあどうして？
What do you think, bro? That's probably hers. Yeah.
呪われた血を持つ私を引き取り、
Mm-hmm.
この強すぎる力を抑える方法を教えてくれました。南家の
Oh.
娘がユイです。私の友達でした。
You're only one, probably.
かっこいい先輩がいるんだ。
And then it takes over. She becomes possessed as a result. And the only way to get rid of it is you take that off when you want to unsuppress your powers and let it all out.
私は人殺しです。
Yeah.
違う。
人殺しです。自分の命が奪われるかもしれない。
Mm-hmm.
はっきりとそう思ったんです。
違う。
先輩に何がわかるんです。先輩は汎用だと言いました。私と同じ特別な存在だと。でも違います。先輩には仲間がいます。ヒロミ
Entirely
先
different.
輩、それと
This is where we learn about his thing.
悪魔のように扱われ、触れることすら恐れられた私の何がわかるって言うんです。
Tried to go against that for so long and then look at me just kill somebody. Maybe I am a monster, right? Hmm.
ついてこないでください。不愉快です。
現在協力を要請しています。
A hero gonna be at work all night. Put up your cage, bro. So there's cages and barriers, different things, I'm assuming then? And that's what the round form thing one we just saw was. Does she have a plan though? Like she's just doing this. Oh my god. And they go through walls and shit. Oh. It's like a fucking dinosaur. Let's go, easy money.
結界の一種ですか？
いえ
No, I'm
そん
just
な大した
fucking
ものはない
powerful.
ですよ。
I just have the ability to manipulate things with my mind and fucking kill them. He's like a mentally Spider-Man. He just creates webs and shit through his visions. We reach the end of the line. What do we have left to fight? Uh-oh. Really don't know what you do, though. I understand we have to remove this because we need full strength for this. Now she's dangerous. Now she's gonna level the fuck up. So she starts leaking when that happens. That's her toxic blood. Oh! Where the fuck are you? Sakura! Why are you distracting us? We're all gonna fucking die! She's gonna have to relive this? Oh, what the fuck? For our lives out there, and bro's making dinner. Oh my god! Pull out the whole 9! No, it's way more than that. We're losing our form. Oh, why is this girl so fucking strong? It's like a chainsaw. It is. Holy fuck. And the blood gets all over you. Oh. Time out. I can't do anything special, but I'm getting you out of here. Exactly. Cool. Another episode I think does a very good job at kind of nailing the vibe that it's going for, and really keeping you engaged enough and giving you bits of information, actually answering things that you may have questions to, and presenting things that possibly could also lead to bigger things and things that maybe I've suspected or others were suspecting up to this point, which I think is very cool, and it's done very well. There was nothing that I was like, oh, this is dragging, oh, this is bad, you know, like, so another very solid episode for what it's doing. We're able to get a lot of answers, or at least some answers, into Mirai and her past situation, her behind, I guess, the idea of her being a murderer, and what exactly is going on within her and her mind. Why she feels she doesn't deserve these things, why she feels I don't know, she's not allowed to have friends and be a normal person. She can't be one, and how awful of a person that she really is, right? Learning a lot of these things about her and actually getting some answers, specifically finding out that she was, after the slaughter basically of her clan was taken in by these other people, in which they gave her this ring. It taught her to suppress her powers and these things. So that's what it was. I thought before we were like having second abilities, like we remove this and it allows us to like turn like our blood and stuff into like a toxic thing, almost like this toxic liquid that just melts and burns through things. Doesn't appear to be the case. That appears to be a thing that happens when she takes it off, due to the fact that she has a lot more power now. So when she takes off her ring, that's when you know she's getting fucking serious. So they do a thing where they try and help her and they try and suppress it, basically being like, all right, you gotta always keep this on, or else who knows what the fuck's gonna happen and shit's gonna go crazy. So she lived her entire life like that, and then she ends up where this Hollow Knight kind of comes in and it takes over and possesses this girl who's basically her best friend and her sister at this point, right? And her only real answer in this situation to do is to kill this girl. That's the only way that she can stop this possession. It's the only way that she can kind of get rid of it and move on from it. And I mean, she tries to justify it and put herself in a bad situation. She tries to basically state that she's a awful person for doing this. Like, she's an awful person because in that moment she wasn't thinking, how can I save this person? What can I do? Oh, I should like step in and protect them or figure out, like, she wasn't trying to do anything outside of like standing there in fear and not knowing what to do and wanting to run away and wanting to, you know, be as far removed from the situation as she can. So she has a lot of regrets, I guess, of how she handled that instead of trying to face it head on and stuff, which I think is like a natural thing to do in the moment. Of course, that happens all the time where people wish they could go back and do things because they freeze up in the moment because everything's so shocking and they like aren't processing the things that are happening. But it's also like it sucks because like knowing how this whole thing with this ability and everything works, or this Hollow Knight here works, she wasn't going to be able to do anything to begin with. So why she's so hard on herself over this is like really unfortunate. Anyways, she ends up killing this girl though, and now she hates herself basically for it, and she thinks she's undeserving of absolutely everything. She's a monster, the way that she puts it, and she doesn't want to get close to people because if something like this were to happen again, she's gonna have to go out of her way and kill people or do whatever. Weird. I don't know. It's so backwards. Like, it's not true. And sure, there might be people who hold you accountable and call you names and say things based on what you did here. But anybody who, and those for the most part though, would be the people who aren't involved, the people who have zero knowledge of these Yomu and everything, right? The people that we've talked about before, and we saw at multiple points in this episode, who can't see them and don't understand any of that, right? The people who do have the knowledge and understanding of this probably would understand you and your situation. So maybe you seek them out, and maybe those are the people that you should kind of surround yourself around and might be okay, you know, with you being around. But she doesn't really do that, and she attempts to basically remove herself from everything. She tells herself that this is the correct thing. She tells herself that she's not worthy of all this stuff and shouldn't be around people, and people shouldn't be around her because she's dangerous and all of this. I say it's backwards because it's one of those things that's not true. Like, sure, there might be people, but for the most part, people will be understanding probably of the situation. But it's also like, in her mind, it's like fully reasonable to think the way that she is. So basically backwards in the way that the way she thinks is wrong because that's not the actual reality. But the way that she is thinking is correct because it's actually like what a person would probably go through and feel and think in these situations. And she just doesn't know any better that to understand that it's okay to reach out and push herself further and actually like apply herself into these other situations, which is where I believe Akihito is going to come in and be able to provide us some context specifically into what his whole deal is and why they relate, coming in at the end and telling her that she doesn't understand, right? Her after constantly telling him that they're not similar and that he wouldn't get it and he doesn't understand, right? Now him being able to come in and finally be able to say that to her. In the moment, I took it more as like when she's saying that you don't get it, it was more of him being like, no, you don't get it. You're allowed to like kind of live freely and do these things, and you don't have to kind of be so hateful towards yourself and stuff. Like, and there's reasons for you out there to live and kind of continue. I think more so now that I'm thinking about it, I think that still applies. But the more I think about it, it seems more likely that it's a you don't get it, or I do get it because I've been through something similar to this. We seen the preview of, or like the beginning sequence of episode 2. He's standing over what appears to be a dead body, or just a body of somebody with blood all over his hands, whoever and whatever that situation might be. So I'm assuming he's gone through something extremely similar, where he has killed somebody in a similar defensive type of way, whether it be a possession or whatever the case might be. And he's able to kind of bounce back and put himself in a position where he's okay and can move past that. So he's trying to bring somebody else in a similar situation here out of it and get her to understand, but she won't. Also because he's not fully explaining it, but she's also really hasn't given him time, I guess, to do it. So I guess it can go both ways. His situation's interesting. So I have a guess for how it's going to present itself. We see Hiro at one moment after he like launches his fucking barrier or like whatever he does, and he's fighting off all these things. We see something like his back, like his shirt gets shredded or something, and he appears to have this massive like scar on him. So I want to make a guess that this scar of his comes directly from somebody like Akihito, who possibly caused this, and maybe this is the exact situation. It's like a almost duplicate situation, except whatever Akihito did took out whatever was possessing and cursing him, and they were able to kind of save him and keep him alive in this moment. And just for, I guess, Mirai to kind of understand now that just because the person that she tried to save, I guess, on this moment ended up dying, she did the right thing because other people would also do that exact thing in the situation. It leads me to believe also that Akihito, who's going to now show up in the middle of this, may have something that he wants to show us, and how he is half, he can do both. I'm wondering if he has like a Yomu side to him that actually comes out, like a visual like version of it, like a physical form that he can take, and he'll turn into like some fucking monster or something, and then he's able to attack this thing, and he gains like extra strength and ability and stuff. If that's the case, that'd be really cool if we go something like that. I actually don't think we're going to, but I think that would explain the marks if I want to go that direction on the back of Hiro. It could also literally just be he's in his normal form and Hiro got attacked by one of these things, and then he saved him as a result. And it just could be simple like that. It doesn't have to be he's the one who like actually attacked him and tried to kill him or whatever. But I'm just trying to like figure out where those marks came from, and I think that's the only logical thing I can really think of that we've been introduced to of who that might have been. It very well could have also just been like somebody else as a younger child he met this person, or like was brought into like a family or whatever the case is, right? It could have been something as simple as that, and heroes could be completely separate from the situation, but I don't think so. I'd argue that they're probably connected in some sort of way. Fun sequence, Mirai just fighting another one of these things, which is, enjoyable. And then we get Mitsuki show up, and she has this weird gerbil fucking Pokemon looking thing, which comes in and saves us. I don't get it. And then basically we have this conflict of interest, I guess, or a conflict of how each of them are taking this. And one of them is just trying to help the other, and the other one views it as they're kind of looking down on them, which I guess she could. Maybe we don't know enough about Mitsuki and her whole situation. I've had enough that I've speculated and stuff on, but I really don't think she means harm in this moment. So I don't view her as bad in this moment. I think she's literally just trying to help us out, especially after the fact she gives us money and stuff. Like, what reason would she have to kind of pity her and stuff? I don't believe that's the case. Also, this is the first time we see Sakura here, and I did not even pick up on that. Also, I wonder if I completely missed it, but I don't remember a mention of Sakura throughout that whole story. So I'm confused, where exactly she comes into play here, that we knew her and stuff, because you assume that she's from the flashback, but I don't remember her, so maybe I'll notice it when I go back here, but I don't. We end up meeting Buddy over here, who works with the Spirit Hunter Association, whatever their whole thing is, and he works to kind of set these things up and kill people and keep track of stuff. I don't really know. We meet Izumi, who's this girl who is like the hottest woman ever, and then they have a whole conversation, which is like, okay, it's more so their, I guess, views on the whole things with killing Yomu and how they each view them, how they view the people who are halves or the ones who are the dream shades, but instead take on the form of being a human while they're at it, if they view them any different, how exactly they look to them, why they can associate with each other. Just some like, I guess, like moral talks in a way of like just how they view all this stuff. And basically just coming to a conclusion that Izumi kind of treats all of them here as a means of living. This is her job. It's to kill them. She doesn't view them as anything more or less. She doesn't view them any different. You know, it's just what they are. She has to do what she has to do in order to get kills. I'm not really going to read too much into it. It is what it is. I don't know why where he's showing up, like what his whole purpose of being here was. Was it just like information wise? I don't know, but him being there is, I guess, weird. I don't really know why he's here. This whole moment with Mirai is fantastic. Her constantly saying one thing, but her body doing the other thing. I can't accept this, but pulling the money forward, and just a constant lines of her doing something like that, which is really, really funny. Hiro's still being weird with the touching. I don't understand him. Interesting moment with the teacher. Drops it on us that you got to basically be immortal if you want to pull this off and end up killing this hollow, which... we know somebody who is, right? We know somebody who might be able to. So the fact that he showed up in the back end here, and I guess I'm having speculations that he can take on another form or channel some sort of energy or power here to actually do something. He might be the one that we have to lean on here and rely on. But we also could use him, which was my initial guess actually, of having him be like a bait almost. He's immortal. He's not going to die here. Maybe use him as the version that they try and get to like possess him or something. And then we can try and figure out a way to kind of attack it or find whatever its weak spot ends up being here. I still don't understand it because it's literally like mist. It almost seems like it doesn't seem like a real thing and has no like physical form anywhere or anything. So I don't know how you get rid of it. Maybe I was going to say maybe you just let the entirety of it like soak up and possess into somebody's body. But then if you attack that person, I'm assuming it all just leaks out and it doesn't do away with it. So I don't understand that. Fun banter moment between the two. Basically, Hiro doesn't know where it is and he constantly says it. I'm honestly gonna believe it and call it a day there. And then we get fun banter moment though between them, of them kind of just taking jabs at each other back and forth about Akito and him, you know, his fetishes and stuff with the glasses, and then Hiro being a siscon over here. Weird. I mean, he's weird. We get some fan servicey moments, of course, here, and I actually love Akito's thing here, where he basically turns Hiro's biggest like thing, like the thing that he loves the most, and he turns it on him, and he's like, oh, I've done all these things, and like I have this better relationship, and I'm closer with her, and I can make her do kind of the things that you would desire, right? Which is the funniest shit. She's weird. I like her a lot, but I also am like weirded out with some of the things she says. I love when she kind of like attacks us and she's pretty straightforward with the things she says, and she plays really well into everybody and the jokes that they all kind of have and kind of coming at them, but not saying anything that would, I guess, come off too harsh or too real. Nothing that it doesn't seem like she's like crossing the line with anything. But then we specifically get a moment later where she talks on the train, the weird moment where she's eating the animal cracker and stuff, and she starts mentioning about like him being Akito, if he wants to be like forceful and stuff with her, the fact that his dreams and stuff may come true if that's the case. Like, it's the weirdest thing for her to kind of say that. It's like either she's like, because that's not a joke, like that's weird of her saying that, like, oh, maybe if you do these things and you assault me or you fucking try and rape me or something, you're good. Like, you can, you know, get away with whatever you want. Like, it's the weirdest shit to say. I don't know how I'm feeling about that line. I guess that moment specifically. So she's weird, but she makes really good moments with the comedy and stuff. Oh, I guess it was the next scene. I could have just did that. Yeah, this whole moment with her saying stuff is weird. And then she eats this, which looks like a dick, of course. So that's how they kind of do it. It gets him all flustered. We show up. Mirai is trying to head out and go kill the Hollow Shadow. I was calling it the Hollow Knight this whole time, huh? Well, that's noted. Where are Hollow Knights from? It doesn't matter. Anyways, Hollow Shadow. Basically, we learn about Mirai's backstory and stuff, and we get the whole spiel about that. I like how he just cuts to the chase and tells her he doesn't have to ask questions or dance around it or anything. He knows, and he just immediately confronts her about it. I love the moments of these things walking across in the city like it's nothing. All the people who don't know and don't see them, and they're just living as normal people. I think is really, really cool. This is where we learn all about her backstory and stuff, as I talked about previously, and what exactly happened and why she views herself as so different and wants to distance herself from everybody. And then I think these are cool moments too of seeing everybody like set up their barriers and stuff like that. And then, so they said barriers and cages. So I'm assuming, or is like each of them different? Is like one, the bubble, like a cage, and then the block thing is like the barrier. Is that like how they are? Do they have different abilities and stuff like how, what exactly are they? I don't know. Also, we have like the cages and stuff set up around the school, and we have to lift and close those and stuff. Weird. I'm assuming that's just so we can go to school and stuff and not get attacked while we're there. Then we find out Buddy has some fucking crazy powers, and he just like uses his mind and shit, and he creates like spider webs. And kills these things. So I don't know what his deal is, but I'm kind of nervous about him. He's definitely gonna be a problem. I think they might be introducing him as like leader of this organization who has these bigger plans to overtake and do things that aren't going to be good for us. So I'm a little bit nervous kind of about that. And then Mirai's about to go and do her thing when Sakura shows up and fucking attacks us. And she's got a badass weapon that's basically like a chainsaw blade thing, and it's really, really cool. I don't know. Fun moment. This is the scar I was talking about that makes me believe it has something to do with like Akito possibly changing and taking form of something else, or him just being attacked. Hero that is, and then Akito or somebody having to come and save him as a result. I believe it'll be one of those two things. Just as Sakura is about to be able to win this moment and break right through our blade, Akito shows up at the perfect time and pushes her off and basically puts a stop to this, and that's our cliffhanger, which is cool. Lots of stuff I'm curious about and questioning and looking forward to still, so we're doing a good job of keeping that up and keeping my interests up. I think we're moving along just fine, and I'm excited to see what kind of comes next. If you got anything you want to add or say or correct, or you witnessed, or whatever the case is, please leave any comments. I would love to read them and see what you guys think and say. If you liked it all though, hit the like and subscribe to mean a lot to me. Feel free to check out the other videos on the channel. Leave any comments for this episode or series. I'll be back for episode 4 soon. You guys have a good one though. Peace.